Hey guys, so this video I'm going to talk about some details on finishing the triangle choke in general. It's one of the most important submissions in Jiu Jitsu, but it's also one of the submissions I think I see people struggle with the most. The setup doesn't really matter for right now. There's a lot of different ways you can get to it. You could be playing like spider, shoot for a triangle, you could be in closed guard, push the wrist out. It doesn't really matter. Just somehow we get there. The first thing that I see people do wrong a lot is when they land the triangle choke, they try to land in this fully finished position. That can happen sometimes in specific cases, but a lot of times it's more natural to just kind of land almost like you closed your guard, okay? And this isn't by accident. Like if you try to shoot a triangle and land like this, it's a lot easier for the guy to kind of push through really fast and get to the side. When you land here, he's got a lot farther to go around, and then it's kind of like he slows down, and then I can make some adjustments to actually finish it. All right, so when you're trying to get your triangle choke, just worry about getting into the position, and then we can adjust later, okay? So the first detail we're going to talk about here is as soon as we get into position, sometimes there's this gap between his chest and my hips. All right, so he postures up a little bit here. The problem here is like he'll start sneaking this other hand in, and that's going to lose the position. Even if he just gets the forearm in, it's really hard, right? So the first thing I do when I land the triangle, if it's not tight already, is I'll grab like the lapel, the elbow, even if he's postured up, I don't care. And I just try to pull myself in a little bit deeper, maybe even triangle the legs. All right, I'm not thinking about choking right now. I just want to keep my hips tight to his chest so that other arm can't sneak in there. All right, the next step, right, and there's different variations here on this, is I like to focus on getting this arm across the body, but not for the reason that a lot of people think. A lot of people are thinking about this arm across the body as a way to make the choke tighter. It's more that like when you first land the triangle, guys will try to posture a lot, right? So they usually post exactly like this, right? So people say to grab the head to pull him down, that's true. But if this is in the way, even if I can't reach the head, but even if I did push in here, I can't pull through that, right? The reason that we focus on breaking this grip and pushing the arm across the body is so that I can break his posture, right? So even if he's postured up with his hand pressing here, I'll go underneath, very similar like the closed guard, and I'll break this and control. I push it across. Now keep your posture up. Okay, his posture's up here. Now I just do kind of a crunch and bring my knees down. That brings him down, all right? All right, so once I bring him down, I keep this arm across the body. It's very similar to like going for the back in closed guard. I keep my left hand behind this elbow, the right hand's holding the sleeve. I keep the elbow here and I let go and grab the head. Now my right elbow here will lock in place, and that kills two birds with one stone. We're controlling his posture with the head, and my elbow keeps that arm across the body. Now I have him locked in. I don't have to worry about him getting his arm back out to start trying to posture back up, right? We just keep him here. Now, I'm going to use my left hand and grab my own shin. I put the foot on the hip, and then I'm going to start adjusting to get the finish, right? He's stuck here because I have the head. The most important detail for me to make the choke tight, as I like as a test with my students to make sure they can choke without using their hands, the legs should be tight enough, right? Is to make this choke tight, we want to get his neck into the crook of our knee, right? You want to imagine it's like a nutcracker, okay? Like on Christmas. To get the nut all the way in, you have to open it. And the most pressure is when it's open and you put the nut in and then you close it to crush it, right? So it's the same idea. If we're here, this triangle choke to a lot of people, if you look at it, it looks tight. It's like, that's a tight triangle choke. But this probably won't finish. You may have to pull the head super hard, right? So when I do this adjustment here, I'm going to pull my gi up so you can see what's happening, right? I'm going to try to get the crook of my knee to cut into his neck. So now when I adjust, I actually open my leg as I adjust, right? So I'll open there, and I pivot out, and that allows me to pull his neck into the crook of the knee, right? So now I've pulled in, now I lock down, and now I'm gonna come up and lock over, all right? Different body types pose different problems. If you're fighting a person like in a smaller weight division, they have a small frame neck, sometimes it's hard to get the choke tight. In those cases, I like to not lock around my ankle, but I actually lock higher up on my shin. I'll even use this knee here to push his head deeper into the position as I lock down over the shin. From here, it's really tight. I can just clench the muscles in my hamstring and calf, and it's a really tight choke, all right? If the guy's really thick and has a bigger neck, then you may have to lock down here lower on your ankle, so you just adjust. The main goal is to keep it tight, all right?